So we're getting a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel. I waited a few days to do a report on this, just to double check that it wasn't an April Fool's, because of course this exclusive was released on the 1st of April, and unfortunately even the mainstream media and anyone that does anything on the online space, yeah, you're not safe from April Fools, unfortunately. So I did wait. I am late on this purposely because I wanted to double check and see whether this was legit or not. Turns out it is legit. We are getting a David Fincher Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 2. Interesting. It's going to be a Netflix movie, which I think is even, well, potentially even more interesting. I just think it's just one of those surprises. But when you start to dig down into it, it's not a major surprise because, of course, you know, Quentin Tarantino is only got one more movie left. So, although this is his film, he's not going to be directing it, which means he's still making movies whilst not making movies. You know, he wrote this film. It will be a Quentin Tarantino film, just with David Fincher directing it, I guess. So, yeah, it's interesting stuff, genuinely. Really, really is interesting. So we're going to take a look at this today. Please do hit that subscribe button if you're new here or a returning viewer and you like what I do, but you're not yet subscribed. There's about 50% of you. Secondly, I've now got a side business, like a clothing line. It's called Retro Classics. It's all retro classic car themed. If you want to support the channel, check it out. It's linked down below in the description box. It is really, really cool stuff. I've been working on it for about 6 months. I handle it all. I've got stock here, and I literally handwrite and ship your orders. So check it out. It's Retro Classics. It's down below in the description box. But anyway, let's take a look. So it wasn't Variety or anyone that actually released this information first. It was here, the playlist. It was their exclusive first. So we'll take a look at this. But as you can see, it was released on April 1st. So I was like, press X to doubt. Because it does seem like it seems like one of those things that could have been an April Fool's, genuinely. But yeah, no, it wasn't. It's legit. So David Fincher to direct Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel, written by Quentin Tarantino. I didn't mind Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I thought it was interesting. Didn't hate it. I can't really remember too much about it. I just remember the ending. And that was it, really. I thought it was from what I remember, I thought it was an okay film. Certainly not one of Quentin's best. But it was definitely a Quentin Tarantino movie anyway. And there was a lot of hubbub about the depiction of Bruce Lee, which I remember Quentin Tarantino sort of clapping back on, which was quite interesting and funny. But anyway, it says this. In this town, it can all change like that, Rick Dalton said with his crisp snap of the fingers in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And yep, it's all just flipped upside down. David Fincher and Brad Pitt are putting aside everything they're working on to direct and star in a sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, written by Quentin Tarantino. Now, Fincher and Pitt working together isn't a surprise. The Seven filmmaker gives Pitt first dibs on all of his projects. He turned down The Killer, for example, which is a great movie with Michael Fassbender. That was a fantastic movie. I like it anyway. Would recommend. Did a review of it on the channel. But directing a film based on the screenplay of Tarantino, who always directs his own material, is not only an unexpected shocker, it's a cinematic first. And now you can kind of see why I'm like, was this an April Fool's? But no, it's not. It's all legit. So what's more, the project is being set up at Netflix, where Fincher has a first look deal and aims to shoot quickly this summer. Tarantino must have loved the script and didn't want it to languish in a drawer, because sources close to the filmmakers tell us he approached Fincher and Netflix and has quietly put together the deal, which will probably end up being around a $200 million budget to shoot in California this July. That's mental. What do they need $200 million for? What? Again, another thing where I was like, that doesn't sound legit. Like, why do you need $200 million for this movie? What are they going to be doing? So bizarre, but okay. Yep, it's being fast-tracked and happening fast, meaning we'll get additional casting soon. Fincher loves working with Pitt, and the package of it all was clearly super enticing to everyone. No other cast is set. Whether Leonardo DiCaprio will return as Rick Dalton is very doubtful. Maybe a cameo wouldn't be out of order, but it doesn't appear like it'll happen. This sounds very much like a Cliff Booth film, though most plot details are unknown. And it says update, the Snyder says he's in it. Says that Leonardo DiCaprio is in it, apparently. And they don't think it will amount to much in the movie, but FYI, Margot Robbie and her people got wind of it and said she's available if they need her. So the film's official title is unknown, and insiders tell us that Netflix may have paid over $20 million for Tarantino's screenplay. It's crazy. So Fincher, as per usual, has many fires in the iron, but is putting them all aside for this unprecedented film. He is still developing his Squid Game spin-off series with Dennis Kelly's Utopia, which will feature a different title and may not even be closely related to the South Korean series. So the Western project Fincher was rumoured to be making, Bitter Root, is real too, but it's also taking a backseat, and who knows if that Chinatown series remake with Tom Pelphrey, written by Robert Towne, before he passed away last year, will ever get made. Incidentally, Fincher has also been working with Gone Girl screenwriter Gillian Flynn, on another project, but it's unclear what that one is. So as for Tarantino, what he's up to next for his 10th and final film is unknown, but clearly he wasn't quite finished with Cliff Booth and his Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel spin-off, and he wanted someone to make it. It says this tracks with my personal theory. Tarantino didn't want to make his 10th and final film a sequel, and wanted to end on another original note. One assumes we'll get this sequel sometime in 2026, and while many will note that Tarantino always prioritizes the theatrical experience over streamers, 1, this isn't his baby, he's handed it over. 2, he loves Netflix and watching movies at home. And 3, he already let Netflix release the streaming version of The Hateful Eight, which featured new scenes, alternate takes, and new footage, so he obviously already has an established relationship with the streamer. Whatever he does next presumably won't be for Netflix and a streamer, and doubtless will go to his current theatrical partner, Sony, who was initially set to release The Movie Critic in theatres. So Netflix has not responded to a request for comment at this time. So there you go. I mean, look. And then just to double down, Variety also did their own article piece on this as well. So, and it says, yeah, Variety confirms the project, which does not have an official title, is being set up at Netflix. So this is all legit, basically. It is interesting, though. Yeah, I mean, what do you say? Like, honestly, what do you say about this all? This is quite an interesting turn of events. I tell you what this says to me, though, which I think is good, right? Is even when Tarantino does his final film, Tarantino could live on writing films for people. Potentially. You know, he's like, I'm doing 10 movies and that's it. Okay, cool. But this is unprecedented. If this, you know, this could set now a precedent where his movies live on past his final production. Potentially. But what do you guys think? Are you excited for this or not? What do you think? Let me know down below. Genuinely be interested to hear your thoughts. Take care.